if you belong to a country which has a treaty signed with the USA and you want to move to USA or you want to make a business investment in the country, then there is a great opportunity for you. There is a visa program which is called E2 Treaty Investor Visa. How does a treaty visa works is you need to make a substantial amount of investment in the United States. You can either start a business, you can buy an existing business, or you can buy a franchise. Any of the business opportunities can work as long as the business is active and real. Now, in order to meet the E2 requirements, you need to make a business investment prior to visa application, and that's the area where most of the international investors get confused, because you need to know what kind of business opportunities are there, or what kind of good potential and a growing business there available in the market. So today, in order to solve that matter, I have a guest invited with me. He's gonna give you a detailed introduction, but just for a better understanding, he is a master agent and he's a sales director representing the master agent of Total Wireless. Total Wireless is a franchise or is a brand of Verizon, which is a great telecommunication company in America. So he's here with us in the studio. I'll leave it to him and he's gonna introduce what kind of an opportunities the Verizon or the Total Wireless by Verizon can bring for E2 investors. Hi, welcome Mike on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, welcome. So Mike, do you mind telling a bit about your company and how is the Total Verizon works?
Absolutely, thank you. So my name is Mike Ferraro and I'm representing Angen. We are your Total Wireless direct retail partner. Total Wireless is a brand owned by Verizon, and what we do is we open up exclusive retail wireless locations. And right now, we are in the beginning stages of a new brand. We are in full growth mode, and my job is to expand our distribution in and around across the country. We are based in New Jersey, and we operate heavily, mostly in the Northeast, but we are all along the East Coast, and we've expanded into several of the markets, Midwest and out West now. So my job is to meet new and existing partners that we have that are looking to open up these wireless stores, and we are building an exclusive prepaid retail brand.
Okay, that's great. So Mike, do you mind telling us a bit about we know the Verizon stores, we know Verizon as a telecommunication brand. So what is the Total Wireless by Verizon, and how is their presence in the market?
Yeah, so Total Wireless is Verizon's prepaid exclusive retail brand, and we are direct competitors with companies like Metro PCS, Boost Mobile, Cricket Wireless.
Okay, I got you. So what's the, would you like to elaborate for my audience, because most of them, they are not based in the country. So they want to understand what is the difference between in terms of the Total and the Verizon itself, because we see the Verizon stores all over the places. Right. So what's the primary difference you would say which distinguish between the Total and the Verizon?
Right. So the difference is contract or no contract. Mm-hmm. With Verizon Wireless, we do have a separate demographic, a target demographic. Mm-hmm. Verizon Wireless will target higher end families and working class people. Not that they're off limits to us, it's just a different location, a different kind of marketing tactic. But prepaid wireless has been around for 25 years or so. Mm-hmm. More people are starting to understand that there's not a lot of differences, and it's really, am I going to pay for my bill up front before the month, or am I going to pay for it after the month? Yeah. But both companies, both types of product, you can have auto pay where you're directly paying it from your credit card or your debit card each month. Mm-hmm. What the postpaid companies do is they now incorporate the price of the phone into your monthly payments, so you don't have to pay that phone up front. What we do is we offer finance programs, but also we have deals where you can get discounted or free phones, especially if you're coming over from another carrier.
Wow. Okay. So primarily, the biggest difference would be that the Total is like a prepaid version of the Verizon's main store, which is a postpaid kind of variant. Okay. So if any of the international investor or somebody available locally in the market and he wants to own this franchise. So is it like a franchise, right?
Yeah, it's not exactly, but it's very close in the sense that it's very structured.
Okay.
And there's a plan and there's a program. So we all follow. So we get consistent, predictable results from our customers.
Okay, so it's like licensed program.
Licensed,
licensed,
correct, yep.
right? Okay. So if anybody wants to get a license of opening a Total Verizon store, what are the requirements? What is the policy, or what kind of budget we are talking about in terms of the investment if you need to get the store open?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. We anytime there's a new partner who's interested in the program, we have to complete a background check. We want to show that we're working with good people without a criminal history. We do have to show $100,000 liquid in the bank of capital investment, and that's to make sure we have enough. Our partners have enough money to build and open up a store and run it for a few months as we build the business.
Right.
An employee or a business tax ID, and that's it. I mean, it's a real simple, quick program to get in. A lot of people like getting into this because the startup cost is fairly minimal. And we're opening up nice, big, beautiful, clean, bright stores with a focus on bringing on new customers, new subscribers with high retention, and providing the service that they need for their phones and their accessories and all their repairs.
Got it. So in terms of, okay, so 100,000 is the liquid capital which is required, which includes the operating expenses and the capital expenses both for the future. So in terms of the initial startup expense, so what is the amount which we are talking about, or we should expect?
That's a good question. It depends on where the store is and how much the rent is and how much construction is really needed. I'd like to say prepare to spend about $50,000 to get the door open, and that includes everything. That's getting the store construction ready. That's the signage. That's your rent security deposit, your inventory, your accessories, the flooring and signage. There's also limited and exclusive incentive programs to get stores submitted now and get addresses approved now as we look to grow over the next couple of years. And so Verizon invests, the retailer invests, and the distributor also has an investment in these stores. Now, another thing that might be important is our partners own the lease and they own the location, so they have full control. Our job is to support them to make sure they know what to expect, how they may be making money, where we can stop losing money, and what do we focus on, and how do we make sure the store is healthy.
Great. So in total, we are talking about, let's say, give or take 50,000 as an out of pocket in terms of the capital expenses, and the balance out of the 100 stays and remains in your bank account for future expenses, which includes the lease, the utilities, the payroll, the rent, and all the future expenses. Great. Does this 50,000 or this whole program have any franchise fees or any license fees associated with it?
No franchise or licensing fees. Everything goes into the store, and everything directly can impact your revenue as soon as you open up.
Great. So all of the $50,000 or so, give or take, the investment amount goes into getting your lease done, getting your the built out, the structure, the infrastructures, getting your inventory, getting your signage, getting your marketing stuff. So all of those can go somewhere around $50,000 budget. And so in terms of the current availabilities of the stores, is it like a nationwide? Do you guys deal with the nationwide stores, or is it particular areas?
That's a great question. So we are nationwide, but there are focus markets.
Okay.
There's tier 1 markets. We've gone into tier 2. The important thing is that when we open up our new doors, we want to be strategic in where's Verizon spending the money.
Okay.
They want to make sure we can benefit from the marketing dollars. You have the national advertising, but there's also things when the customer goes and searches prepaid phones near me. Verizon puts money into that to make sure we pop up on the top searches.
Right.
So we've broken into new markets, but there are some tier 1 and tier 2 markets that we'll focus on for this year.
Okay, so currently which states do you think can be the top market for this year or the months coming after?
Yep. So New York, New Jersey's always up there. That's a big one.
And you are driving all the way from New York today.
I'm from New York, and now we're in the Baltimore, Washington D.C. area, which is another focus market.
Okay.
The Carolinas.
Right.
Okay. A new market that recently opened is Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Okay. We also have in and around Detroit, Michigan.
How about the Texas side? Texas, Florida, or
Texas is an open market.
Texas is an
So
open market.
what they do is
because a lot of my investors, they want to prefer to go to Texas, you know.
Texas is a highly populated market.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of a big prepaid market. You know, there's about 18 distributors currently in the country.
Okay.
We don't all go everywhere.
Yeah.
They want to make sure they have a controlled number of people.
Right.
So because we don't want to all fight for the same location.
Right.
It drives the rent up.
Exactly. Right.
So they're really careful with who can open where.
Right.
And we show them what our plan is to open in these new markets.
Okay, so when you know most of my investors, when they talk to me or I propose them about this you know total Verizon business model, one of the major concerns or you can say the reservations what they have is because it will be a new built up, it's not a resale of an existing business, so they get skeptical sometimes that what can be the how would they make sure that the selected area or the selected door is a feasible location.
Yeah.
So how do you guys give the approval of the door or approval of the location, and how do you guys mitigate that risk of not having a successful location in that area?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and that's part of where we assist our dealers. And also Verizon has that data. They have that information that tells them where's a store going to work out. You know, we're going to open up, and we are opening in the high retail areas where people are going to shop. We want to be near the competitors. When people go to see that, hey, I'm going to go buy this phone or this carrier, and they see our offer, we're taking customers. Okay. People are seeing our offer and how attractive it is. And what we like to call this, we're disruptors, because we're disrupting the market.
Right.
We're shaking it up.
Right.
And people are saying, whoa, I didn't know I could get this at that price. I didn't know I can bring my family over to my plan to this company and get access to Verizon's full 5G network and save money.
And save money. True. Okay. So basically, in terms of a low budget investment with the brand loyalty and the footfall of Verizon, which is one of the biggest network, the 5G network in the country, then you get the whole master agents team as a brokers team who would assist you in choosing the right location, and you're gonna open up your own location. You own the brand. You own the location, and you own the inventory and every stock inside the location. So that's a great win-win for this particular business model. Okay, subsequently, Mike, the next thing would come is this all looks too attractive. So these my investors, they get skeptical again. What kind of returns should they expect in terms of a good location and an average location? I know it will be difficult to tell the exact ones, and we don't quote the numbers. Don't quote us for that because it all varies from the performance and your contribution to the business. But in general, as a standard practice, you have seen. So what kind of numbers we should expect in terms of the returns?
That's a good question, and there's a lot of factors that go into it. But we have some stores that are really doubling their monthly expense to run the store. So if it costs you, let's say on the low end, you're around $10,000 to run this every month. We have stores that are bringing in, $20,000 that month and then clearing 10. What's important about this business is the back end residual. The way it's paid is the longer your customers stay, the more money you make. And we have stores that have, when they started as Total Wireless, the legacy brand years ago, they have a couple thousand customers in their base that continue to grow. And the longer they stay, the more visits back to the store, the more referrals you get from them. So, best case scenario, we have some stores clearing, more than double their operating expenses.
Wow, that's a huge number. So you are talking about roughly, if I put the numbers or if I add the digits, so somewhere on starting from let's say $5,000 as a lower bracket goes up to double digit of $10,000. Each store depends, of course, on the certain parameters and certain factors. So that's a great return on investment. So probably you're gonna make it in less than a year. You're gonna make an ROI.
And exactly, and that's the goal, between 12 to maybe 18 months, depending on how much at max up to get the return back. And if you are interested in a fast pace, high volume, constantly changing and customer service type business, this is really the one to get into because of where wireless is going from here.
Right. Perfect. So, in terms of your competition, Mike, so I know the Boost and the the Cricket and the Metro by T-Mobiles. They are one of the biggest competitor of the Total Wireless. How many locations do they have currently, and how many? Because this Verizon is still a brand new program as compared to them. So, how many locations do you guys currently have as a total, and how many is under your master agent license?
Yeah, so we have over 100.
Okay.
Okay, we have around 110 right now.
Wow.
There's about 1,100 across the country. Okay, with the goal to get to about 4,000 points of distribution. Some of our
Wow.
competitors are upwards around 6, 7, 8,000. What's happened over the last few years is they're looking for fewer, bigger, better operators. So there's always opportunity for acquisition.
Right.
So you start to build your business, you show them it's healthy, you show them you run a nice clean store,
Right.
you keep it clean, you keep it bright and fresh. And then, there's someone that might be looking to get out or move. There's always opportunity to open up new and acquire existing.
Wow. So that's like a a good competition and a good potential to grow over the period, because if out of 1,100 currently you have like 100 plus under your belt, that means almost 10% of the total market is already with you. That's one of the bigger player in the market, and at the same time they are targeting to go towards the 4,000 locations in the next 1 year or so. That means there is a great opportunities to grow. One more challenge, Mike, which they can have is to find the staff, because they are, for example, if the guy is coming new to the country and he don't know the telecommunications programs or the systems, they're gonna hire the employees, right, to run the business. How many employees are required, and do you guys or would you guys be able to provide the trainings and the support services for your new employees?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So 2 employees, okay, is a requirement. Some stores at busy times you're going to want to staff up, okay, and we actually have data with our traffic counter to see when your busy times are and when you might need more people. There's a whole training process with online classes, in the onboarding process. We also have a field team.
Okay.
So we are in the field, we are in the stores more than once a month, about twice a month for each store, and we provide this training. We do monthly calls, a lot of communication, email, we use WhatsApp, we use our monthly conference calls. It's really important to make sure your employees know how to sell and what offers are available, and we provide them with all those tools. And it really is an ongoing effort to make sure your employees trained and up to date. But we do have a ton of training materials and resources to get anybody situated and successful in this business.
Great. How long this whole process of let's say if a guy contacts me today and we bring his application to you today or in next 1 week, how long the whole process takes, right from doing the background check and selection of the location and opening the doors and all the procedures?
We can have you open in 90 days. We've done it a lot quicker than that. We've gotten stores open around 50.
Wow.
From submission to door open.
To door open. Wow. And in terms of the door open, the selection of the properties also, do you guys help in and assist with?
Absolutely. We're going to help you find the retail, the spaces available where customers are shopping. Also, we want to make sure we get into a good space that's going to be easy to convert to a wireless store.
Right.
So, we want to avoid restaurants and, these former saloons where they had, water and pipes running.
Right.
If it doesn't mean we can't do that. It's just we can get
increase the cost and the time.
Increase cost and time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because
So,
if it is a second generation restaurant and you're gonna dismantle all the restaurants and the kitchen and the hood,
Exactly.
and you're gonna make it a very nice fancy store location, and you're gonna increase the cost. So location is very critical, very important. Last question, Mike, now, which would be what would be the best advice or the best competitive advantage, I would say, why somebody should go for this particular business model, going to the wireless as compared to the traditional old school businesses, like restaurants and the gas stations and whatnot. I mean, those kind of old school businesses. So why do you think somebody should think about this business?
Restaurants are great business too. I love restaurants.
Oh, you love restaurants.
I
They are most volatile too. Most volatile business in the market.
Yeah.
Like the more restaurants are opening today, more than that are closing every day. So,
Yeah, so that's good. So I think this business, it's minimal startup costs.
Yeah.
It's fast paced, it's technology, it's customer service.
And it's a recurring revenue. Recurring revenue,
That is probably one of the biggest things.
You make a customer once and then it stays with you for probably next couple of years.
Exactly. And the way wireless is changing with eSIM and the types of phones, and don't forget, wireless home internet.
Right.
And bundling that with your wireless phone for somewhere about $80-85. I mean, these are offers that the competition can't even keep up with.
Right. So it's a great session for now. We have got to understand everything what we require to open a great total wireless location. We know the budget. We are talking about $100,000 as a liquid cash, and that's $100,000 is a requirement for an E2 visa too. But out of pocket capital is somewhere around $50,000-60,000. The rest of the money stays in your bank account for future operating expenses. They're gonna help us in finding the location, getting a good location selected, getting the doors open, fixtures and furnitures, and also the training of the staffs, and it's a growing industry. So I think that's a great opportunity for anybody who wants to consider a new business in America. You should definitely start trying and start considering the total wireless programs. And if you have any further questions or concerns with regards to the total wireless or with regards to the E2 visa program, so there is a link in below the description of this video. Click on the link, book a consultation, and let's explore what kind of opportunities we can do together. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us and giving us such a valuable information.
You got it. See you guys soon.
See you guys. Thank you.